Glenn Frazier with head coach of the Middletown Cavaliers, Zach Blum. And first, coach, congratulations on returning to the championship game with a stellar defensive effort against St. George's.
Appreciate that. I'm very proud of our guys and coaches for the preparation they put in through the week, and then it showed on Saturday.
Now, the regular season matchup you had with those guys, it was like a shootout, 75 total points. And I know you've been a defensive coordinator for many years. What, if any, adjustments did you make against the Hawks this time to hold them to just one touchdown?
I think our guys played very, very well. That was the biggest adjustment. They did some different things schematically, and they kind of emphasized the run game a little bit more than they did the first time through. But our guys played a great night of football, and really we prepared and had a great week of practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I think that was the big adjustment, that guys practiced well.
All right, that game's out of the way. Now, Middletown, as far as I could tell, has not played the Golden Knights since the 2007 championship game. It's probably been a while since you faced a wing T offense, especially the one that John Wells runs.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you see on film from them?
They do a great job in doing what they do, and I think the biggest thing that jumps out is just how much of a program it is, and that wing T offense is a big part of that, their identity, and they stay true to who they are, and they've had a ton of success, so they should stay being who they are. They run it really effectively, and guys trust it and play it very, very well.
Talking with Coach Blum of the Middletown Cavaliers, of course, coming up the state championship game against the Sussex Central Golden Knights. All year long, that quarterback only averaged about 6-7 passes a game. He doubled that up against Smyrna. Mm-hmm. Is that something you saw on film that your secondary's got to be aware of?
Absolutely. Especially as well as they run the football, they can lure you in and get guys' eyes in the backfield and lose that eye discipline. But he's a really, really good quarterback. If you watch the tape, he's very accurate when he throws the football. They don't call on him to do it a lot. But like you mentioned, against Smyrna, they did it a little bit more, and he certainly answered the call and did a great job of it.
On the other side of the ball, how do you see your Cavalier offense matching up against their D?
They're going to be tough. I think one of the things that jumped off, and you mentioned as a defensive coordinator, one of the things we always preached was effort and just that want to get to the ball, and that's one of the things that jumps out when you watch those guys play defense, that they have 11 football players running to the ball each and every snap, and they're very hungry in the way they approach it, so it's going to be a challenge for sure.
Coach Wells is in his 25th season with a veteran staff. You have a veteran staff as well. Mm-hmm. They've made the playoffs 15 times since 2000. You guys have been there every year but one since 2000. Mm-hmm. Talk about the importance, especially as far as Middletown goes in your staff, of having a consistency in your staff.
It's super important. It was made my transition into being the head coach a lot easier to have guys like Tyler Reynolds stay on staff, and Lee Shipe, and guys who had been there before that you can count on, that understand what it means to be a Middletown football player, a Middletown football coach. And now it's exciting to have some of those guys who had played for us coming back and join the staff, so you get their perspective, and they're a little closer in age to the players, and they relate that message well to our guys. But it is, you mentioned it, Coach Wells, I'm sure will tell you the same thing. That consistency is huge.
Last question for you. You know the history and the tradition of Middletown. They almost expect around here to be on a championship run every season. Coach Blum, does that put any extra pressure on you?
I don't think so. I enjoy it very much. Like as you mentioned, Mom and Dad are still at 201 South Cass Street. That's the only address I ever knew until I left to Delaware, and now we live 4 or 5 blocks away. So it is. It's a unique situation, and I look at it as very enjoyable. Obviously you hold yourself to a very high standard. I like to think that we have higher expectations for ourselves than anybody else on the outside could put on us. But gosh, you think about playing somewhere where it wasn't important to the community, or they didn't have high expectations for you, both on and off the field. I don't know that it'd be nearly as much fun. So I like to think about it like that.
Coach, I want to thank you for your time. Best of luck in the championship game. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.